What's good? Let me know. Make sure y'all can hear me. What's good? I got to do this off my phone because I'm out of town. What's going on, TC Crisis? Let me know if you can hear me. Make sure this is going because I really don't do this on this phone a lot. I'm out of town right now at a hotel room. What's good, Justin March? Much love in that super chat, man. Let me know if you can hear me though. Let me know that you can hear me. Oh, you're good. That's good. That's good. Okay, man. Let's roll. What's going on, man? Hey, TC the Crisis. What's going on, man? So look, man. I just did a scientific survey, and I talked to 15 people, and the 15 people told me that they all bought the pay-per-view. So that means and according to my calculation, every person that I know that says they watched the fight, that means 1 billion people watched for every person that I asked. I got 25 people that said they watched it. So that means 25 billion. Yeah, 25 billion. 25 billion. Since we just making up bullshit, since we just gonna pull bullshit out of our backsides, fuck it. I'm gonna start pulling up bullshit out of my backside. Okay? Since y'all want to go that way and start saying the stupidest shit that you could possibly say about some fucking pay-per-view numbers, fuck it. I'm going with it too. If that's how it goes, that's how we gonna do it. Y'all want to just blatantly fucking lie? Fuck it. I'm just gonna lie too. Because that's where we are now. We are now, make up a number, dog. Hey, that's how it goes. See, when in Rome, do as the fucking Romans do. Okay? When in done, hey. No. It was 25 billion. What's going on, Churro Boxing Talk? It's 25 billion that they did. Nah, man, it's 25 billion, not 25,000. He misspelled the word billion when they made this shit up. Yeah, Lowland Profits, 7 trillion. Let's just go, because for real, let's see what makes more sense. 2 million, there's 5,000, say that there was, 8,000 people that bought tickets to the fight in Las Vegas, right? Say there's 8,000 people that that got on planes, flew to Las Vegas, bought tickets for the fight in Vegas, bought hotel rooms, but more people were willing to do that than were willing to sit at home and pay $75. Does that make any fucking sense to you? 2,500 pay-per-views. You guys have absolutely no self-respect if you believe that dumb shit at all. And if you even act like that shit is for real, you're a fucking moron. 2,500. 2,500. There's more people were in the stadium than watched it on pay-per-view throughout the world. Boxing Buzz, how many do I think? I don't know. I'm gonna wait for it to come out. I already told you though. It did 25 billion. That's my statistics. Look, man, I know that I don't have a degree in I'm not a statistician, right? I know that. But since expert genius, 25 trillion watched. 25 trillion watched. That's what it is. So that's what I'm saying, man. If they're going to do that, why not? Hey, let's just all do it. Let's just all do it. Now, if I had said in all seriousness, if I had said, Fanon International Boxing says, a boxing insider, because Fanon International Boxing, he's a boxing insider. He said that the pay-per-view buys did 25 billion pay-per-view buys. You would say, hold on, man, there's not that many people in the world. There ain't that many people in the world. How in the hell could it have done 25 billion pay-per-views? And I'll say, well, mosquitoes buy pay-per-views too. There's a little country called Mosquito Land, and I got some cousins over there in Mosquito Land, and Mosquito Land, they bought the pay-per-views too. I got it from an inside source in Mosquito Land. Would you do a fucking live stream with that shit in the title? Would you do that shit would you do a live stream and wonder, 25 billion pay-per-view buys for 25 billion pay-per-view buys for Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz. Is it real or not? Wouldn't ever think of doing it. But 2,500, let me tell you, 2,500 is just about as reasonable as 25 billion. 2,500 is just as reasonable, is not much more reasonable than 25 billion. It's much less reasonable. Terrence Crawford fought on ESPN pay-per-view with no promotion against Amir Khan and did 150,000 pay-per-views. How in the hell would you think in your right fucking mind, would you think that it is reasonable to question whether or not Amir Khan versus Terrence Crawford outdid Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz times 50. Times 50. Right? What is 2,500 times 50? Isn't that right around 100? Isn't that right around 100,000? Ain't that right around 100 times? What would make your moronic ass believe that why would you calculate that shit in your brain and let it fly? For real, if you don't know you're attacking Deontay Wilder. That's the only reason you would do that shit. That's the only reason. That shit is so fucking ludicrous that you have to question the intent. I would say that you would have to question the intelligence of somebody to believe that shit. But no, it's not intelligent because there ain't nobody that stupid. There's nobody so stupid. If you were so stupid as to believe that shit, you would not have the mental capacity to actually type the words, I believe. You wouldn't even be able to type the shit. It takes more intelligence to type the word bullshit than it does to realize that there are more people that went to watch the fight live and paid tickets of $1,000. You realize there's probably more people, more than 2,500 people that paid more than $300 for the fight and traveled and stayed in hotels. But yet you think it's reasonable that 2,500 people bought it on pay-per-view? You don't even believe, like I said, so that's why you being stupid isn't even on the you don't believe that. You don't believe it. Nobody that said it believes it. The person that misquoted Rick Glacier, because seriously, man, I didn't listen to that shit. I listened to like 2 seconds. I was like, what the fuck? I saw that shit yesterday on a boxing scene forum. Boxing scene forum. That's where that shit is. A chat room. Somebody quoted Rick Glacier in a chat room. And that shit got that much fucking publicity. If only 2,500 people bought that fight, how in the fuck do enough people care about that fucking tweet? Let me slow down and see if this makes any sense to you dumbasses. If somebody you ain't never heard of could put that bullshit in a boxing scene forum, not boxing scene, right? Not the articles, on the forum. How could that shit be seen by enough people that it would now have us talking about that shit on multiple live streams this morning? But yet only 2,500 people bought the fight. That doesn't even make sense. Dude, you could sell a fight. You could put Scott Quigg against Josh Warrington on US pay-per-view, and that shit will do 2,500 pay-per-view buys. Scott Quigg versus Josh Warrington would do 2,500 pay-per-views in the United States. But you fucking morons are gonna go run with that shit? For real. Fucking shame on you, dog. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on anybody that spreads that shit out there. And anybody that spreads that shit out there, shame on any fighter that fucks with them. And I mean that. Shame on anybody that spreads that shit. That is nothing but an attack, a personal attack on Deontay Wilder. That's all that is. That is a personal attack on Deontay Wilder, period. There's no way that anybody related to that believe that bullshit. But you put that shit out there. I saw that shit on Boxing Scene. I was sitting there having a Sunday meal, because I'm looking for the numbers. You know my channel. Y'all know my channel. Exactly, BFTB. Otto Wallen versus Fraser Quendo does 2,500 pay-per-view buys. But you think that shit is a reasonable conversation to be having? And really? Really? Maybe I should start making videos about how I just saw somebody's mama was on the street and they was prostituting each other. Hey, XYZ boxer, man, I just saw her out on the show. Dog, that's just fucking ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. Hey, Israel, that means, now watch, more people, 1,000 more people paid to see Tyson Fury fight in Vegas than bought Deontay Wilder's pay-per-view. Do you really think that is a reasonable conclusion? Reasonable. Because, and thank Black Fight Fan TV, thank you Black Fight Fan TV for explaining, because I ain't listening to shit like that long enough. Right then, I'm like, that's like me talking to my son and him just telling me, like you sitting in the car, you didn't fart. All of a sudden the windows are closed and now the whole car smells like a fart. And like, hey man, you couldn't roll down the window. No man, I didn't fart. Dog, we only two people in the car. I heard your ass go, but it ain't you. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get out of here. Shame on you dudes, man. Big Dog Willie said, why is the hate so real for no reason at all? No, dude, they're for a very real reason. For a very real reason. Very real reason. Because first of all, listen to what fuck Rick Glazier. Said Fatal Hawk 91 said more people bought this pay-per-view than Michael Jackson's Thriller. Yeah, they did, according to my statistics. Why? What's wrong with my statistics, Fatal Hawk? What's wrong? What's wrong with my head? You know what I mean? What's wrong? Look, if you're going to have these statistics, if this is how you project pay-per-views, I have an email list of 1,000 people, and I have 25 hardcore fans, and I call them and ask them if they're going to buy the fight. And based on what they say, I assign a calculation that will allow me to project forward what the pay-per-view buys are, right? That's his formula. So shit, I use the same formula. I have 25 hardcore boxing fans. I have them on my phone. I called them all and asked if they wanted to buy the fight. They all told me yes. I have 1,000 emails. Matter of fact, I have 1,012 emails. I sent 1,012 emails out. All of those guys said that they were going to watch the fight. So my calculation is I multiply all of them times 1 billion. He multiplies them by 1,000. Same formula, except for, he's got, I got 10 zeros and he's got 3 zeros. Makes sense to me. Fuck out of here. That's what you call bullshit. Okay? That's what you call cash money bullshit. You don't have anything. What's your demographic? Dude, I asked my wife. Dude, my wife helps people for a living. Write their PhD, write their dissertations for their PhDs. Right? So she is very familiar with statistical models, how you sample sizes, what do you call them? Control groups, all that stuff that people use to project forward, right? Very calculated, very detailed mathematical models to project what is going to come through, right? Including who did you talk to, right? Were they in the same demographic that would typically buy a Deontay Wilder fight? Hey, Rick Glazier, how many Cubans, Americans are on your list of the 25 hardcore boxing fans? How many African Americans from Alabama are there? Or did you ask a bunch of guys that are in the boxing media that work for fucking DAZN? Who the fuck did you ask, right? Who cares, right? Who cares? It's 25 people or 25 people. But the guy then said, listen to this. Not only that, I got to go. Hey, Brian Pinson, TBV title asked if 2,500 pay-per-view buys was real or more wild or hate. It doesn't matter. First of all, I'm not going to comment on them other than to say this. Dog, that you don't even need to. Why would you ask a question? Let me put it this way. I would never ask a question that everybody already knows the answer to in a way that makes you say, I don't know. Could it be 25,000? Could it be 2,500? He didn't say 250,000. It's not 250,000, right? Which could be a flop. Oh man, it only did 250,000 pay-per-view buys. That shit you'd have to take seriously. You'd have to be like, oh wow, 250,000? Yeah, that's a lot less than I thought it would be. I thought it would be around 350,000. But to say 2,500, you might as well have said 250. I guess whoever came up with that rumor thought 250 was just too big of a lie. Hold on. They could actually find 250 people that could verify that they bought those. Because I guarantee you, dude, I know 250 people that bought it. I know 250 people that bought that pay-per-view. Are you trying to tell me that I know 10% of the people that bought the fucking pay-per-view I have on my email list? Are you serious? Are you serious? I know 250 people that bought that shit. So what's the likelihood of me knowing 250 people and me personally knowing 10% of all the people that bought it in the world? Some shit you ain't got to ask, dog. If somebody told you they were tap dancing on the water in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, in the middle of a fucking hurricane or a typhoon, all you got to do is tell them, nah, I don't believe that you can tap dance on water. I don't believe that you can tap dance on water, much less tap dance on water in the middle of a typhoon. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Oh, you held your breath underwater for 5.5 hours? I don't believe you. Did this man really? Did he really hold his breath underwater for 5.5 hours? Inquiring minds want to know. The fuck out of here, okay? The fuck out of here and stop doing hit jobs on Deontay Wilder. The shit is so fucking ridiculous. Nobody got to put up with that type of dumb shit. If it's not bad enough that you have guys that haven't given Deontay Wilder a round in 7 fucking fights, in 5 fights. For now, watching from Trinidad, what was the crowd attendance? It looked like I couldn't. Dude, there was at least, it was a full crowd. The place holds 20,000 people. I don't know. Trust me. Oh, there was only, no, I'm sorry. The ticket sales for Deontay Wilder were there was either 5 people in there or there was 150,000. I'm not sure which one it is. I don't know whether it was 5 people that were in there or 150 or 150,000. Somewhere in between. You let me know what you think. You let me know what you think. You think there was more than 5 people? Let me tell you, the likelihood of there being 2,500 people that bought Architects 500,000 reports say, oh yeah, you talking about 500,000 people were in there? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Look, you said me do, yeah, but look, the fact of the matter is the numbers are going to come out, whatever. Even before the numbers come out, where your hair at, bro? Between your mama's teeth. That's where the last time I checked where a large majority of my hair was between your mama's teeth. She's pulling that shit out from between her teeth. The short and curlies too, motherfucker. Kick rocks. Man, I don't think that shit ain't dude. Look, man, it was out there. I saw the shit before the Boxing Voice covered it. I was like, are you kidding me? Wonder what the fuck is going to be happening this morning, dog. I wonder what's going to be happening this morning. Fuck up out of here, man. Y'all are some jokes, man. Y'all are some jokes. she like, hey, baby, you need some coffee? What you doing, mama? I had something stuck in my teeth. What's going on, Grace Terrell? But yeah, 25 billion. That's what I think the pay-per-view buys are. That's my mathematical calculation. Is 25 billion. Do y'all agree? But you know what it is, man. See, I don't even go there a lot of times, man. What's going on? Stu Baby Love TV said I counted 1 million people at the event. Yeah, might as well. Dude, if they're gonna do it, let's do it. Hey, straight up. If you're gonna do it, I want to. Hey, you're telling me what the rules are. If you're just gonna put out shit that's so obviously bullshit, then fuck it. Might as well do it again because that's the rule, dog. That's the new rule. It's what you say. It's what you say, and I say 25 billion. Whoever misquoted Rick Glacier said 2,500. So you tell me, it's whatever you want it to be. It's either 2,500 or it's 25 billion. Which one do you want it to be, dog? Gregory Wyatt, are you seriously participating in this troology mathematical way? Yeah, why not? Why not, dog? Gregory, why not? Hey, man, if you're going to come to my chat, see, Gregory, if people come to my chat and say, when are you going to talk about the numbers? Not 25,000, not 250,000, 2,500. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Absolutely, because you can teach through exaggeration. Okay? You can teach through exaggeration. If somebody tells a lie, all you have to do to point out the foolishness of that shit is just use the same lie, but move it way to the other side under the same logic. And then you'll see. Nah, that's not very likely. You're right, Fanon. 25 billion, no, I don't believe that. And that's a real bullshit way to come up with a calculation of 250 billion. Did I say 250 billion or 25 billion? I forget the lie I'm trying to sell. Anyway, but yeah, man, I'll do that. I'm not above pointing out ridiculousness, dog. Okay? General Squirrels, much love in the super chat. Donza, hey, Jig. John, text your mother and say, we tell her we stayed at the hotel because I can't. Oh, yeah. Oops. Yeah, sorry. Dang, I forgot. He didn't have his phone. Yeah, 25 billion, dog. Ed says that thank you for the edutainment. Yeah, man, that's how you got to do these dudes, man. Come on, man. Like that's how I believe is a good way to do it. If you're going to tell her just the mantras, I'm admitting right now I'm lying. Okay? I'm lying. I have no proof whatsoever that Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz did 25 billion pay-per-view buys. I have no reason whatsoever to believe that. I'll at least admit it. Okay? I'm trolling you. Brian G, it's no lie, Fanad. Get out of here, man. It's no lie. It is a lie because Rick Glazier on the show said it was a lie. The guy that they're reporting said that wasn't true. Right? That's what Black Fight Fan TV told me. Black Fight Fan TV was right over there. He listened to that shit. And he was like, no, the guy right off the bat jumped out there and said, nah, they misquoted me on 2,500 because he's a liar. See, because that dude lies a lot. And when you lie a lot, you know a bad lie when you hear it. You'll be like, oh, shit. Ain't nobody going to believe that. Will you dial that shit back? Maybe 250,000. Maybe. That's what Eddie Hearn said. Do you remember when Eddie Hearn, when people were saying that only 10,000 people watched, people were saying, Anthony Joshua versus Povetkin, that only 10,000 people watched that. And Eddie Hearn was like, come on, man. I mean, look, it's one thing to say it didn't do well, but if you're going to say it didn't do well, I mean, say 100,000. Okay, don't say 10. 10,000 is, come on. That's too big of a lie. That's what Eddie Hearn said. And I thought to myself, yeah, you're right. If you want to tell, you got to tell a lie that's somewhat believable. So when Rick Glazer was presented with that, he was like, oh, no. It did bad, but oh God, not that bad. Come on, you're going to ruin my job. I'm not even going to be able to work. How can I get a job as a liar if I'm going to tell bad lies? Okay, I can't do it. I can't tell lies that are that bad. They won't continue to employ me. Okay, if he jumped out there and said 25 billion, like anybody that goes back and says, Fanon said, because you know how they do. Fanon said that the fight did 25 billion. He's such a dosser. He's such a dosser and a bum and a liar. Yeah, I'm lying, dog. I'm lying. I have no idea how many of the pay-per-views came out because you know what I do? I wait for the numbers to be released. And when the numbers are released, I'll say those are the numbers that are released. He said 2,500, they would have pulled the plug. Yeah, dude, if they only had 2,500 the day of the fight or early enough, they probably just wouldn't have made a pay-per-view. I mean, I don't even know what they would have done. This shit's not even fucking possible, dude. I mean, just come on, man. 25, come on, man. But the fact that you guys will talk about it. Yes, Jay Shine said, yeah, Glazer said he didn't even say that number. Of course he didn't. Well, I'm not going to say, of course he didn't, because I wouldn't put that shit past him. But that would be a terrible lie. I mean, that's just a terrible lie. You know? Dread the Dread said, oh, and I want to be clear, right after I read this, Dread the Dread said, all this hate tells me that Wilder is the most polarizing man in boxing. You may love him or hate him, but everyone knows who he is. Exactly. The fact that the lie could spread that easily tells you what that dude is. But look, man, I don't want to let Rick Glazer off the fucking hook because he is known for doing that shit. He said, well, an insider in LA. It was for the Fury fight. I think it was for the Fury fight. He's like, an insider told me that fight flopped, and it only did like, what did he say, like 4,000 ticket sales or something. And I'm gonna let that information out. Damn. Hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. Oh, Little G said 25 million paper, 2.5 million. And man, yeah, I mean, dude, they were saying, yeah, can y'all see me now? I had to text my wife. My wife wants to know where I was. I'm actually in Dallas, and for a holiday. Oh, 400 Fanon hurt. Still count, sell Canelo or Joshua ticket sales in his country. 7,000 seats left. Oh no, don't get rid of him. Fanon hurt. I'm not hurt. I'm clowning, if you can't tell. Still sell out Canelo or Joshua for ticket sales in his own country. 7,000 seats left with no Wilder, sold 10,000 a lot. Dude, will you learn how to write? Dog, I looked at the ticket sales that were available before Deontay Wilder fought, dog. There wasn't no damn 7,000 tickets available for sale out there, man. Y'all just be lying, dude. Like, you're never going to stop because you get paid to lie. I know that. So you're never going to stop lying because they're paying you to do it. Mailman Mike said, Rick been lying to this day. This is basic to God. Fanon, do you think Fury and Wilder are going to Saudi Arabia to fight? No, I do not. Absolutely no. I have no reason to believe that shit. Oh, Mr. Boxing Today said the MGM was packed. No, it wasn't. You're biased, Mr. Boxing Today. I know that you stood out there and saw all those people there, but really, that was an optical illusion, dude. That's just an optical illusion that place was packed. Wait for Rick Glazer to tell you the real numbers. You know what I'm saying? He said around 10,000 in attendance. There's a lot of people in there, dude. There's a lot of people in there. But you know, don't let them fool you with all that. Don't let your eyes fool you. Okay. Do not. Yeah. What's that saying? Oh, main event, Mark. Hey, man, enjoy yourself in the deal. But yeah, man. Yeah, don't let those your lying eyes fool you, Mr. Boxing today. There's only 3 people in there. There's only 3 people in there. But look, this is the thing that got me, man. On the boxing scene live, they said that Al Heyman was out bribing. Al Heyman was out bribing ESPN, bribing DAZN for positive coverage. That not only did they say that, they accused Al Heyman of bribing. Whatever number it does come out, it's a result of Al Heyman bribing somebody. God. Trolls, make sure you take off your bedsheet hoods before you post. Yeah, pretty much. You didn't have to, you said, yeah. You didn't have to retract that. We know what the deal is, dude. Anyway, for now, where do you think a smaller country or state is that boxing can do a lot of ticket sales? I mean, they'll do a lot of ticket sales in like Japan. They do a lot of ticket sales a lot of places for local fights and fighters that they like. You know, anywhere that you have a boxer that's of a national interest, you know, they can sell a lot of tickets there. But dude, that shit has no disrespect at all. That has nothing to do with what Deontay Wilder does in Las Vegas. Just who cares about the numbers? Wilder and May, they bought the fight and I was entertained. You know, pretty much, man. But it's important because of the reputation of the fighters involved in it. Let me tell you, if the media was not important and the messages going out there weren't important, they wouldn't waste their time lying about them. There's a lot of people that get drawn into the fact that a fighter is popular and interesting, and then they want to see it. You know what I mean? So if somebody says, oh, Deontay Wilder is this super knockout puncher, one of the best fighters, that's a line you can sell. But just imagine you're out there selling, you open a car. What's going on, Sugar? Much love in that super chat. Just imagine you're sitting out there selling your car, right? Like you got cars for sale, but you got people standing in front of your car dealership with picket lines saying, my car just broke down. I bought a car from him and that car broke down, right? And they're just standing out in front, walking. Anybody that wants to walk up and look at you got to go through signs that say, oh, these cars are lemons. This car broke down. They overcharged me. You can get better for less across the street. Where you might get 10 people would usually buy cars from you, they might all go away and go down to the street because somebody's lying on the product of lying on their product. That's why I think that shit's fair, man. That's why it's important. You know? And that's what this channel do. That's what I do on this. I do a lot on this channel because there's not a lot of discriminating readers. Okay, just be honest. Most times people read boxing articles, they just read the title. They just read the title. And when you read the title, a lot of people make up their minds and start debating you based off the title. Money Man said, I heard a billion, 10 billion pay-per-view buys. Yeah, man, put it out there. It's more records than anybody ever. Hey, yeah, it's the biggest pay-per-view fight ever in the history of the universe. It surpassed the Battle of Two Martians that happened in 1865 on Saturn. Since we just making shit up wildly, let's just continue to make more shit up wildly. He said, I know, I doubt I bought the fight. Yeah, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't really buy that fight. No. Rick Glazier told me that they sent something to your house to tell you that your credit card was rejected and it's not counted. Because you know, if Rick Glazier says it, hey man, it must absolutely positively be true. Must be true, right? Crazy. Man, if I missed some super chats, I'm so sorry. Oh, TC the Crisis said Ortiz was counting the numbers with that KO face. Dude, anybody that can tell you that a fight, can tell you that a fight with you get a devastating knockout in the, dude, it was the 7th round. It wasn't even like the fight went 11 rounds. You know what I mean? And the fight was just half over. He didn't make it. Man, Luis Ortiz barely made it halfway out of the fight. And they'll show you pictures of lost a round. Dog, he got knocked out in the 6th. I mean, he got knocked out in the 7th round. He got knocked out damn early in the fight, in the midpoint of the fight. Jesus Christ. They're just, how much was the pay-per-view buys? It's not public yet. But I told you it's 25 billion. Right now they're trending towards 25 billion. But there might be some errors in my calculation. Small print caveat. There might be some errors in my calculation. I'll admit that although my statistics are telling me that 25 billion people bought it, I might be wrong because I heard a rumor that there's not even 6 billion people on the planet. So there might be some minor statistical error there. Kind of like the guy that said 2,500 as if, what if he was wrong? What if he was wrong and it was too much, right? There's a range of error, what, 10%? I'm wondering, Rick Glazier, with that excellent statistical model that you have, what's your room for error? Is it 5%, 10%, 100%, 500%? I mean, what is it? What is it? What's your room for error? What's your statistical model room for error? I would have loved to have been to ask him that. What is your yeah, I get you, yes, sir, that's how you calculate it. What's your margin of error? What's your margin of error? What do you mean margin of error? Yeah, like this is your statistical model. This is where you do it. What percentage are you saying you might be off by? Because you got to build it. You got to calculate that too. Because, you're not doing it exactly, right? Like voting polls, this poll that we take is plus or minus 3%. Exactly. Locus said his statistics are plus or minus 25 billion%. Now my statistical model is just wrong. It's what I just pulled out of my ass right before I did this video. This is my statistical model that came up with 25 billion. Popped it right out there, threw it out there. That was my, to be honest, that was the true way. But I figure, hey man, if I can be wildly wrong, inaccurate, and if other people can be wildly inaccurate, irresponsible in their titles, fuck it. Let me join the crew. Let me just go out there with you. Hey, because that's what it is now, huh? What's good for the goose, good for the gander. From Census Bureau to Bernie Sanders batting 3,000 numbers, always lying. Hey, man, those polls, look, 25 billion, no errors for 9, hella people about 7 times. You know what it is. Hell yeah, I'm trolling the trolls. Come on, man. That's the only way you can point. That's the only efficient way that I know to point out ridiculousness is to say, let me take what you say. I'm going to use the same argument you have, but I'm going to draw an equally ridiculous conclusion. And when I draw this equally ridiculous conclusion, then you're going to, only way you can counter it is by pointing out how the way that I came about it doesn't matter because the outcome is so ridiculous. There ain't no way in the world there's 2,500 people bought that damn fight. And anybody with common sense knows it. But the people that act like it, y'all just lying. He said, Bert, you a world-class troll. Yeah, dog, I can work with it. I know how to troll. I've been known to troll. I've been known to troll here or there. I've been known. Giant G said, I bought 10,000 myself. Yeah, dude. Matter of fact, that's what I did. That's what I did. Because you don't know. See what I am? I didn't tell y'all. I'm a zillionaire. So what I did was I went and bought the tickets. I just hired a crew of people that they got these Autobots, and I figured, you know what? Let me buy 25 billion times 100, right? So I figured, hey, fuck it. I just donate I just donate a couple $1 trillion to the cause. I heard Deontay Wilder is going to get paid $5.10 billion for this fight. He's now one of the richest men in the world. 2,500 pay-per-view king. Yeah, right. See? DHP, watch this, man. DHP Jr. That shit is so ridiculous that we know that you don't believe it. Don't get rid of them. Identify trolls. We know you don't believe that. All you're doing is you're walking in here and telling me that you are ice skated in the middle of a hurricane. Okay? That's what you're telling me. You're telling me some shit that is so fucking ridiculous that I know because you put it in here that you don't believe it yourself. You are not worthy of respect. You are not to be taken seriously. And that more than likely is a fake. That more than likely is another alternative Gmail account that you set up because you've been kicked out of so many chats so many times that you have that system of generating new icons down pat. I missed it. How many the numbers aren't out yet? Nobody knows. Fanon, you are off by 45 billion. It's being reported that the Andromeda Galaxy had 45 billion ordered that fight. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not take into consideration the Andromeda Galaxy. I forgot. Thanks, man. Hot news. News hot off the press, dog. It's now 45 billion and counting. Now, Mr. DH, do you have another stupid conclusion to make that I can counter with another stupid conclusion of my own? Hennick says, Sleuth-N-Out, I paid $30,000 for pay-per-views. Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, man, thank you for donating, man. We appreciate that. Now, we know you could have got away with 75, that you could have had front row tickets and, a hotel room floor right next to Deontay Wilder. But we appreciate you giving that shit out, dog. We appreciate it. Now, seriously, anybody else have any more ridiculous numbers to give out that we can match in exaggeration? Any more? Any more? Please. I'm interested. Somebody tell me how they're 19 feet tall and have won 55 NBA championships. Because I can beat that. I can beat that easy. My imagination knows no bounds. Anybody else? Anybody else? You guys are ridiculous, dog. You missed that. Come on, man. Seriously, I need some more, man. Pure Junior's title for 9. I love it. Keith Smith, these dudes are wild, man. Oh, he said, Big Dog, I ran track. Did you know I ran a 6'2"? Oh, dude, I got that. I just beat a cheetah. Kidding me? That's some slow shit, dog. I ran a cheetah. These cats really believed Muhammad Ali when he said he threw thunder in jail. That's what I did. I caught thunder last night in my palms and threw that shit in jail. Yep, and Rick Glazier saw it. Just go ask him. Why not? Since you're just going out there, dog, why not? Here, man, look. Y'all are bad liars, dude. Whoever did that was a bad liar. Okay? A terrible liar. See, good lie. So this is clickbait? No, this is not clickbait. Why would I say that? How could that be clickbait? You think somebody actually believes that Deontay Wilder did 25 billion pay-per-views? If you clicked because you believe it, it's fucking moron bait. Okay? It's not clickbait, it's moron bait. Okay? Moron bait. You fucking kidding me? You think I really tried to lead somebody to believe that the pay-per-view fight did 25 billion? You are a special needs kid, man. The fuck out of here, dude. I should be feeling sorry for you. Oh, so you're saying this is clickbait? Fucking moron bait, dog. That's what it is. Because anybody that believes that this fight did 2,500 pay-per-view buys is a fucking moron. Okay, Cas5 said the fight did 25 billion. The Zone and ESPN are dead. Bob Arum has bad breath. Eddie Hearn was born as a woman. Eddie Hearn was born as a woman. Just report my sources. Yeah, man, let's go with it. You might as well. That's where we are in the boxing world now, dude. That's where we are. Things have gotten so desperate that they would literally say anything. Like, see, there's simple ignorance, right? Like there's things that are simple ignorance, and then there is just, unadulterated stupidity, okay? Right? Is it simple ignorance or is it unadulterated stupidity? Right? That's just for the people that believe it. Now, simple ignorance is this, okay? Steve Kim put on his Twitter that somebody said this. The Lakers should be called the Fakers, right? And they pointed out that there's no lakes in LA. So Steve Kim said, it said breaking news for nines that being reported is that Anthony Joshua was only getting $85 for Andy Ruiz rematch. Yeah, we like that. That's a good one, Callie. Let's run with that, dude. Let's run with that. I heard my sources. I just got breaking news. I just have some new sources that told me Anthony Joshua's getting $85 to fight Andy Ruiz. Yeah. Let's do that one. I love that one. He got 22 million buys, not 25. You tripping? Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Not 25 billion. Yeah, I'm tripping. I know, man. I got some. There's some room. There's room for error in my sources. I know. I'm telling you, my numbers could be wrong. It's just my sources. My numbers could be wrong, but it's just my sources. It's just my sources. Man, but look, there's simple ignorance and there's blatant stupidity. Okay? Here's an example of simple ignorance. Somebody says, trying to be snarky, they say, the Lakers should be called the Fakers because there's no lakes in LA. Then somebody says, how many bulls are there in Chicago? Now I think $850 sounds more believable. Exactly. $850 is more. So simple ignorance is that, right? Because my response to there's no bulls in Chicago is this. We at the time that the Bulls was founded, we had massive slaughterhouses and stockyards in Chicago. That's what Chicago's main industry was. Killing bulls, killing cows, right? And that where the Bulls first played at is on the west side, and there were stockyards and slaughterhouses all around there. That's why the Bulls are called the Bulls. Similarly, that's why the Green Bay Packers are called the Packers, because there's meat packing plants there. They didn't make that up. The Minneapolis Lakers were called the Lakers because because Minneapolis is the land of 1,000 lakes, I do believe. So they're the Lakers, right? They just took it over there and didn't change the name, right? So not knowing that is just simple ignorance. You just didn't know. Tried to be a smart ass, but you didn't know. Believing that Deontay Wilder did 2,500 pay-per-view buys against Ruiz is blatant stupidity. And stupidity to the level that I'm shocked that you have the intelligence to type your stupidity on a computer and press enter, right? Without the help of a special fucking tutor to tell you what letter is what. That is how fucking stupid you would have to be to believe that shit. And people they must be some rich trolls. Said, I'm still stuck on 25 billion buys. We only have 7.5 billion on Earth. Hey, dude, don't worry, man. Didn't you hear? Callie has sources in the Andromeda galaxy that tell you how many buys there were over there. It's out there. See, I was going to have fun this morning chewing on this dumb shit from the same point of view that Black Fight Fan TV and 78 did. But I was like, you know what? They've said it too well. We know that these guys are getting paid for this shit, okay? And to run with it, come on, man. To run with it, come on, man. Have some respect for yourselves, okay? Have some respect for yourselves, all right? There's some things like where you just go too far. You just go too far. And so they killed it with facts. I'm going to kill it with comedy. Because this shit is, that's just, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that it's just, wow. You know what I mean? Wow. I would like to believe that there was race involved in this. Okay, I would. And this is why I would disagree. Okay, 78 and Black Fight Fan TV, I disagree with you. Okay, I disagree. See, you guys you're under the conclusion of this, right? That there are so many people that are invested in making sure that black fighters do not succeed, that they're willing to spread any type of rumor and all that shit to, and I know it appears to be that way. But the real problem, the essence of the problem is that there are people so fucking stupid on this earth that they literally will believe anything that they are told, right? Literally will believe anything that they're fucking told. So these people will go talk to those people and tell them any fucking thing and they will believe it, right? Like there's 25 billion people on Mars. Now there's a chance, now I'm being tongue in cheek here, I believe they're right. Because honestly, there's nobody stupid enough to believe that shit. That is capable of using a computer and spreading it. Right? So isn't what I say, which is that people are just stupid and will believe anything, or what they say, that there are people that are so against the black fighter in their spirit that they will spread anything and say anything just to make a muck, and people are listening to it. They don't believe it, but they don't care. They will just keep throwing the shit out there because they just want to throw the shit out there. Okay? That's pretty much what they said. I'm saying that there are people that are stupid enough to believe it. The truth of the matter is that I'm wrong and they're right. Because there's nobody that is actually following boxing that is stupid enough to believe that. No, a little 9-5, nobody's stupid enough to believe that. Just like there's nobody stupid enough to believe that 25 billion people bought the pay-per-view. They might as well have said nobody bought it. Really? Just think. They were only 2,500 people away from saying nobody bought it. Okay? Now let me tell you why that's important. Think about this. When you say that there's 3,500 pay-per-view buys, right? Or say there's 350,000 pay-per-view buys. It might be 353,000 pay-per-view buys, right? You know what I mean? Say the number is 350,000. That's what was estimated to be. That's what we believe it's going to be, that it's going to end at. 350,000, right? But it could wind up that it's 353,000 people. It could wind up there, which means it could easily be off 3,000. If you have 3,000 room for error in that, this 2,500 number means that it could be zero. If there's a 3,000 person swing one way or the other, this guy could be wrong and nobody bought it at all. Which means even though I bought it, I really didn't buy it. You see what I'm saying? The only room for error that shit has is it being more. There's literally no room for error for it to be less. I don't think too many people are that stupid. Oh yeah, Jay Little, I know it's not about belief, Anon. It's about negative on the brothers, and people believe they come from space. Yeah, pretty much, man. Shout out 78. But no, these people, I really wish that it was just stupidity. But there's not enough people that are that stupid. There's really not. I even have the trolls that I have. Many of the trolls that I have, and I got a lot of trolls, will say, oh, I don't think it did that well. I don't think it did well, but 2,500? Nah, man, it did better than that. I know Lil 95. Lil 95, I know. Don't get me wrong. I hear what you're saying. I know what you're saying, and I'm with you. I know you with me on it. I got that. Don't mistake my disgust, the disgust in my voice for disgust for you. No, my disgust is for people that spread that shit. Because look at what my premise is. I put a title up that said 25 billion. No, billion. And I want to know who exactly in this bitch thinks I'm serious. Because I got a source for that. I got an inside source for that in boxing. I do. I have a guy that told me that has 10 million views on his YouTube page. Has interviewed world champions, has interviewed trainers, world-class trainers and contenders. A guy that is fairly well known. Right? That's my source. So I'm sure that source that told me 25 billion should be respected. And he's never caught lying, right? Never. It's not like he's ever said that he knew that Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury only sold 5,000 tickets and that source was going to let those numbers out later on and never did. It's not like that person's ever done that. This person has more credibility than Rick Glazier. More credibility. Because he ain't never got caught lying like that. But he said 25 billion. So now I know. But Bert from Artican said, my sources just now confirmed that it was 25 billion and two. There you go. Let's all come up with our sources and share our sources. Come on, Fanon, that's a believable number. Yeah, bro. It's interplanetary. Yeah, dog. Come on, man. Seriously. Let's stop. You know what? See, because this, crazily enough, is not the first time they've done that. These are the same people that tell you that a man that had 1 million people watch him on Showtime, that nobody knows him. Right? This is not the first time that this has been said. Right? And this has been said by multiple people. Nobody knows Deontay Wilder in America. You can point them to 1 million people watching him on Showtime, but yet nobody knows him. How much different is that than there is 8,000 or 10,000 people that paid to see him in a fight, but only 2,500 people watched him on pay-per-view? That argument is no more ridiculous. It's no more ridiculous. If you believe that a man that had 1 million people that you know, I know, people that you talk about on YouTube and in boxing interviews, they all know who he is. But yet, despite the fact that all these people know who he is, nobody knows who he is. If anybody that can believe that could believe that it did 2,500 pay-per-views. It's the same argument. It's the same argument. It's somebody going way overboard to tear the man down, to diminish him. Final Punch Boxing, my 4-year-old grand said no Deontay and like him. Dude, my dad knows him. My brother knows him. Dude, he's all over the place with knocking the soul out of the back of somebody's head. B&B Boxing's Aliens is like, damn, that right hand on that human brought him. Damn. That was exactly. The TC to Crisis, real source, the 30,000 million billion. Hey, man, might as well. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. See, look, man, Big Dog Willie, there are a lot of stupid people out there. I work in an ER and I've seen backyard wrestling injuries. Cheese grater to the face. Ooh, shit. Ooh, that shit's nasty. Ooh, Lord. For now, my sources from Zamunda confirmed it's actually 10.5 trillion pay-per-view buys. See, the numbers keep going up. The numbers keep going up. And I think you guys should take it seriously. I think you should take it as seriously as you take 2,500 pay-per-views. I think you should take it just as seriously. Isn't that now that right there? That's snake talk right there. Oh, well, is that true, Fanon? I have on your page that is the title of your video. You clickbaited. No, sir. I was not clickbaiting. I was moron baiting. But I know there's a significant difference, but morons are harder to get at. It's harder to get at real morons, okay, than it is to get simple clicks. So I was moron baiting. Yes, okay. So we heard you were moron baiting, and you said that the Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz did 25 billion pay-per-view buys. Is that true? Yes, sir, I did. Do you believe it? Oh, well, I think it's as believable as the 2,500 pay-per-view buys that I heard elsewhere. I'm sorry, can you say that again? Oh, I believe that 25 billion is just as believable as the 2,500 that I heard on another source. So since other people were reporting it, I figured that hell, that's well within my journalistic integrity to moron bait on my channel. How about that? What's the problem? See, that's when journalistic integrity just goes out the window. Boom! Just throw that shit on out the window. And when you throw that shit on out the window, everybody should have the right to throw that shit on out the window. Just throw the shit out the window. Hey, since you sweep Canelo Alvarez performance enhancing drug tests underneath the rug, what is going to keep other people from saying, you know what? Everybody knows that there's PED tests under the rug. Cheaters, they got swept under the rug. Fuck it. Let's just put the PED users on the couch. Everybody, there's not enough room underneath the rug anymore, and we don't need to. Let's just put them on the couch. Start forum switching and doing all kind of other shit. But that's just my opinion, and I know y'all don't like it, and I don't care. I checked my sources at Area 51, and they stated that everyone on Earth bought 10 pay-per-views. The government don't lie. Exactly. Now we're talking about some world-class journalism going on in this biatch. We're talking about some world-class journalism here, boy. World-class. Hit that like button. Man, we only got 416 likes. Let's get them likes up, man. Let's get them likes up. Oh, and by the way, just in case you think that my moron baiting was not too successful, because this is the same people that are always in here. Percival Max says, salute to you for 9. You seen what Teddy Atlas said about him? No, I didn't. I'm not sure. I'm sure Teddy Atlas says something bad about him. That's what they do. That's what they do. Do you think Wilder supporters should limit or stop their support for the channel? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I never call on that. Hell no. Man, dude, my issue is with the fools. Okay? See a fool, play a fool. I have no problem with that. Oh, there's one. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, skip the number. I got 1.2 million likes. Hey, I'm going to start talking about my subscribers too. I think tomorrow night I will have 50 million subscribers. I'm the most important man in boxing. Fanon, did Eddie actually admit to paying Dan Rayfield? Yes. Yes. He paid for his hotel. Yes. That's paying him. That's paying him. That's compensation. The value of which Dan Rayfield has to file on his taxes. Yes. Yes. He admitted it. No, he didn't admit it. He came out with it. He didn't admit it. Nobody asked him. See, here's the thing. He didn't even admit it. He just said it. That's what I'm telling you. Eddie don't care. Eddie, dude, the way Eddie's like, fuck it, I'm just going to put the shit out on the table. None of y'all clowns care anyway. These clowns don't care. You guys support Eddie in everything he does. He's allowing Dillian White, who tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs, to fight on the Anthony Joshua undercard. He took Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who's suspended in Vegas, and is allowing him to fight in Arizona. He don't care, because y'all don't care. These people don't care. They're just, so why waste your time? Why waste your time faking it, dude? Why waste your time faking it? That's Eddie's take. Man, get out of here, man. If you don't think this is how boxing runs, get a fucking life. This is how it runs. That's what he said. So, and he's weird. I've been telling you, that's how it works. These people are not telling you what they actually think. They're telling you what they know they have to say in order to keep their access, in order to keep their job. You wrong, Fanon. It was the universe that watched, plus every prisoner locked up in every cell throughout, every terrorist in Iraq and the caves and all. You know. Brian Clark said, Eddie paid me to sit home and write positive article sources. He says he gave me $500,000 per article. Now that I do believe is a lie because Eddie is not that. No, come on, man. Eddie ain't got that much money, dog. But I wouldn't believe it. The first part I do believe. Eddie was trying to sell us cab driver fights. He sold his own cab drivers fights. He got paid for it. But look, man, when I said that stuff about Eddie Hearn, I wasn't criticizing Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn was telling the truth. Eddie Hearn is a promoter. If Eddie Hearn, if the boxing media people are going to go with it, then that's on the boxing media people. He's not a journalist. The ethics of journalistic ethics do not apply to him. He's not a journalist. You know what I mean? He's not a journalist. He has never taken a vow to be honest. He's taken a vow to sell his fights. Oh, so $50? Yeah. The $50, I believe that, Brian Clark. $50, I believe that's dead. That's probably what they get an article. That makes sense. $50 an article. You don't want to pay them too much because then they get rich and then they want to act, do what they want to do. What's up, Fanon? What's going on? Box with Straight Right said, Fanon, what up, Fanon? Every boxing fan I know watched that KO. I can't believe it was not over 500 billion pay-per-views buys. Oh, 500 billion. Yeah, that's what I'm at. I like that even better. Just keep going up with it. Why not? These guys will believe anything. But no, they won't believe it. I got a little too much shade in my skin for that shit to be bought. Ridiculous, man. I see 500,000 likes. Thank you, man. 50,000, 500,000 likes. See, that should be the rule, man. Since y'all want to start lying, dog, cats can lie too. Okay? If that's what it's going to be. If that's where we are now, let's be there. Okay? That's my message to the LDBC. I don't run squat around this joint. Only channel I run is myself. And I want to make that straightforward when I say it. Okay? This is not official LDBC doctrine. But dog, if you gonna lie, if you just gonna be out there just flat out lying in ridiculous fashions, then hey man, don't be surprised if people start lying on your guy in ridiculous fucking fashions, because that's the precedent that you're setting. Now, this, I promise, will be the last time that I say Deontay Wilder did 25 billion pay-per-view buys, because that's not true. They say, yeah, clickbait is whack. It is, man. That shit be bugging the fuck. But nah, man. I mean, I'm not got anything personal against Ness for doing that. Whatever, man. That's what he decided to do. The guy let the guy on the show. That's his show. He did what he do. I ain't got any problem with that. My issue is with the people that believe that dumb shit. Yeah, it is. Exactly. It's moron bait. But look, man, I'm about to get out of here, man. Much love to everybody in the chat. You see 465 likes? Yeah, 466. On the multiple billion-dollar event, Deontay Wilder. I'd like to congratulate Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz on their $250 billion fight. Deontay Wilder is now the richest man in the world. He has surpassed Jeff Bezos in one fight because he got half of that. He got, because it was a 60-40 split, so 250 billion, 50% of that is 175 billion. So 75 billion. No, what is it? 125 billion. Yeah. So she should have got about 150 billion for that fight. So, congratulations to Deontay Wilder for becoming the richest man on the planet. According to Fanon International Boxing, I'm quite sure that'll spend very, very well. I'm sure that'll spend really well. You know what I mean? Said Brian Clark said, I just talked to Eddie. He got the winner of Ruiz versus Joshua in my pro debut. Yeah, that's what's up. Congratulations, dog. Oh, the Cali Nigga said Deontay Wilder made 789 trillion for now. Yes, sir, man. Might as well. You know what I mean? Might as well. Y'all are wild, man. Stop lying so damn much, man. Make realistic, all seriousness. Make your lies more believable, okay? You got to seed lies with the truth, okay? You got to have some degree of truth in your lies. There's literally nothing about that shit that qualifies as a solid lie, okay? No, I said, oh yeah, I'll take it. I need 50% of your purse though. I'm gonna do you like Don King. Take all that money. You still be worth it. Yeah, come up with better lies. Much love to everybody in the super chat. Much love to everybody in the chat. We'll be back on OG Boxing Talk on Sunday. Sorry that if I missed super chats this time, please accept my apologies because, I just don't have the same functionality that I have on this phone. You know what I mean? And anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.